sit. We always have Mowgli wait at all the boundaries. I'm going to take him on a walk right now. And so I start the walk on the inside of my front door when I put the leash on. The walk starts now. Boundary training, stepping through. He waits till I come back. No. We have a couple little dogs in crates here that are barking at him, which doesn't help. Or actually, it does help us. Okay, as you get to see how even though being a little bit overstimulated because of other dogs, he still is able to do this. So see how I just did a left turn to go back and close that door since I'm by myself. And then out here, it's a sit. And then I'm going to walk across the yard, and we're going to go through that front gate and come out on the street, and you'll see that next. Sit. And now we're walking out onto the street. This is a very exciting boundary for him because he loves his walks. I'm actually going to have him, okay, sit. Sit. No, see how he wants to pull out? So he's been back with me for a few days, a week or so. Sit. And so he's still learning to not rush through boundaries, but because he does it so readily and he's doing it even after we've been practicing for a number of days, I know he's been doing it a lot. So this would be a really important thing for you to practice. Every boundary, he sits and waits. He waits till you come back. Okay, okay. And he moves through it slowly next to you. And I'm going to do a little left turn. These left turns are super important because when you go left, the dog feels like somebody's more in charge. So when I'm always using my body to kind of guide him to where we're going, and in addition to my body, I'm just doing a little tap and turning. That leash is loose, as you can see, but after a while it becomes like second nature to him, and it's so much better than this kind of stuff. Pulling him everywhere, turning right. I wouldn't turn right for quite a while. If you need to go that way, if you need to go right, okay, bud, let's go this way. Go left to go right, and see how the dog is just next to me because of what I do. When you go left, draws the dog back next to you, keeps the leash loose. One of the main reasons for leash aggression out in public is a tight leash. And then you got staring and tension on the leash, and for a dog like Mowgli, it builds up and adds to his leash aggression. It causes it. So the walk started in there with the leash on. He waits at that boundary very carefully. This boundary here, walked through the yard, didn't pull me, was in training mode. Came through there, okay. Sit here at the curb, and maybe you want to go there now. Wait, and he's panting, and that means that he is overstimulated. He's overexcited. He's not hot. He's just been out for a while, had plenty of water. He's just overexcited. He has that overexcitement issue that, of course, you know, his breaking point is, he's almost at his breaking point with other dogs when he's like this, because when he comes out, he's always excited. If there's a tight leash and he's allowed to stare, then he goes over the top and he has an episode. That's what happens with these dogs. Okay, see how we're waiting? The walk has just started, but the fun free time walk, see if he wants to pull. It's just tapping. There's no rough stuff. It's just tapping to keep him next to you and walking slow. We're about to start the free time walk. Sit. After all of those boundaries, and actually you saw that as I crossed the street, it was in training mode. Once we go to the other side of the street, I have him sit and then tap his chest with my right hand. Go. And now he's free. And see how he wanted to pull forward? Still with the leash, a tap and release. It's really a series of taps and releases, and stepping into him, tapping, releasing. There's never any tension on the leash, so you have to practice that. He's going to behave according to how the person that walks him handles him. It's all about what the person does and doesn't do with the leash, of course. So we're out here now, and of course we've been practicing with dogs every day, and we're going to bring some dogs out to show you his reaction, and they're just going to pop out in front of us. Actually, why don't you, if you can be there behind me, and then we'll have the dog come over and it'll surprise us. They will surprise us, surprise Mowgli. So Mowgli has no idea there's a dog crossing the street now. He's on free time, because I just released him. And oh, there's a dog behind us. Let's wait for Mowgli to spot the dog. Oh, he sees the dog. Come. I'm not going to wait to see what he's going to do. I'm definitely not going to wait till he erupts into another episode and then I correct him or struggle with him or pull him away, because that just makes it worse. So I can draw him away with this right-hand target. Good. There happens to be a high value reward in there. In this case, it's chicken breast, but you can use all sorts of things. He loves all sorts of things, as you know. And we're getting really close. See how after practicing this for a while, he'd rather come my way, just because I've been saying come every time we come out away from other dogs, and starting the walk so that when he hits the street, he's in the zone, so to speak, by how I handle him, not letting him pull me out. And really that means that the person handling him has to be calm and walk slowly and reinforce that whole calmness and you know, not rushing that leads to him being overstimulated. And so he comes out here and he's way lower than his breaking point if you start to walk this way. And also, if you're practicing, it's getting really close now, come. You're practicing your come command. You got a loose leash and you're practicing your come command away from any distraction. And by the way, I'm calling him away from anything he looks at. If a bird lands over there, if a leaf falls, if a person gets out of their car, anything. The bottom line is a distraction is a distraction is a distraction. That's just a high level distraction for him. But if you're practicing with all distractions, it's like laser beam specific for him. Everything leads back to you. Oh, there's something, go back to dad. There's something, go back, get paid. And the payment, good, is a treat. Or if you didn't have time to reach the treat or whatever, he comes back to you. Good boy, just love him up. Notice how we're saying, when he comes to me, good. At the moment that he takes the little reward, he gets petted, and all that happens when you don't have a reward is, that's the only thing that's missing. Everything else is there, and it's all about timing, obviously. Don't say good and then give him the treat, or don't give him the treat and then say, you know, do it either way. It happens simultaneously. Everything happens at once. And then you don't need the treat so much anymore as time goes on. But I think you're going to have to, if you're having this issue with him at your house, you're going to have to kind of get back to basics for a week or so, do it my way, and you'll see this if you do that. So let's practice with another dog just to make sure that he doesn't have a thing about only bigger dogs. Practice with a small dog. We are about to have another dog just pop up in front of us, and Mowgli has no idea. He's such a good boy. He has no idea what's coming his way. He think he might hear that dog. Good. You see how it's like a dog might be coming. This is where I go back to David and I get treat. Oh, look at that little dog. Look at that little dog. Come. You need to call him away, and you need to always have this leash loose. If you set him up for success by starting the walk in a very calm way and never any tight leashes like this, you're going to have a much different reaction, obviously. And this dog is right there. Come. Never let him go over, because if you're having some issues with other dogs on a walk, that should come later. Just do this for a while and get him to the point where he doesn't care anymore, and then later on there's a whole way for him to actually make contact or make friends. But I wouldn't do that yet. I just do what you see here and make it build up this long history over weeks and maybe even months where he just sees another dog and he doesn't care. He turns away, he gets a treat from you, good, and that's just what he does. That would be, you know, a good place to start right there and continue on so that inappropriate behavior never comes back. Okay, let's go somewhere else. Okay.